Oops, I gotta turn off Twitter. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do a preview. Oh, back and review. Okay, hang on everybody, we're gonna get started in just a second here. We are, okay, I think we're good. Let's see if that fixed it. So I'm experimenting with a new streaming method, which we tried out a little bit earlier today and it seemed to work. So I think we're good now too. And there we go. Okay, so we're live on Amazon. We are live on YouTube. Let me get my little chat thing going and we'll have a discussion. So an unscheduled late night stream. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. That should work. Okay. All right. Here we are. We're streaming. Everything's good. Everybody's happy. Okay, so, right. Hopefully that works. Yeah, there's a problem on YouTube side. Like I start up and then it stops. So I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube tonight. But I put it back to where it was before. So this is what happens when I start experimenting. So earlier today we were fine. We were running at HEVC, all was good, and now it's been dropping out. And I've been on this fiber optic connection now for 4 years, and I have yet to have a problem. So I'm not sure what the heck's going on here tonight. So what you might want to do, if YouTube is not working, head over to a lower bit rate here. Maybe that'll appease the YouTube gods. So we won't be streaming in 4K on YouTube tonight. But what I've got in front of me here is a bunch of 8Bitdo stuff. And these are in no particular order. We have the 8Bitdo number pad here. This is the retro-mechanical number pad. All of these things, by the way, came in free of charge from 8Bitdo. And what I thought I would do is just kind of step through each of these items because they're currently on sale. And whenever Amazon's got one of these sales going on, I like to just do a quick video to inform the public about what they're potentially looking at. So I thought we would step through all of these and I'll show you some little details about how they work. So if you are coming over from the YouTube stream, be sure to click the follow button on Amazon and you'll get notified when I come live on the Amazon side. So yeah, I'll be around for about maybe an hour before my daughter's out at a play practice thing. So I'm going to stay here until she comes home and then I got to go. So that's how it's going to work. But yeah, a bunch of people coming over from YouTube. So yeah, Amazon streaming tends to be a little more reliable. I don't usually stream at this hour, so I don't know if YouTube's just over capacity or what, but it's weird. I've never had that issue before streaming 4K. So what do we have here? So let's start off. Let me start in order of the product carousel. So currently, at this very moment, the 8Bitdo Pro 2 is on sale for $39. Let me make sure this is the right one. Yes, okay. So this comes in a bunch of different colors. This is the blue one. If you have one of these already, the new one here has improved thumbsticks. So this is an improvement with Hall effect sticks that they did not have before. So that is the improvement here. And as you saw in my review, if the algorithm delivered it to you, it likely didn't. If you saw that in my review, you will see that the Hall effect sticks are much better over time because they don't drift. So that's a big selling point there. There's a question on my YouTube chat about the purple one. Yeah, so this is the SN30 Pro, as its name indicates there. And we'll get to that one in a little bit. But I think across the board now, all of these have Hall effect sticks on board now, which is cool. So let me show you the software too. Yeah, I'm shadow banned by my internet provider. Excuse me for 1 second. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. You know, I'm sure it's my fault because earlier today we did a stream where instead of my usual, so there's two ways that YouTube can ingest video. One is H.264, which is what I've been using forever. The other is HEVC, which is what I tried using this afternoon, which worked great. It was rock solid all afternoon. I was pushing like a high bit rate, and then the second I started it tonight, it pooped out. So I wonder if they're just over capacity, because I push, when I'm doing 4K, I'm pushing 30 megabits per second up to them. And now I'm back down to 6.5 at 1080, so we'll see if that works. But yeah, HEVC H.265, YouTube now supports that. So let me plug some things in here. So what I'm going to do is show you the ultimate software that works on these devices here. And what I'm also going to do is grab my vMix social chat thing so I can keep track of your chats as they're coming in. And hopefully this is all working now. So let me get that 8Bitdo software going. Ultimate. I thought I had it installed down here. I guess I don't. Yeah, I think it's going to settle down. So I dramatically reduced the bit rate. So we went from like a super clear stream earlier at 4K. Now we're back down to 1080p. But that's how most people do it. So there you go. Am I losing you guys again? I don't know. Yeah, that just dropped out. I'm having a lot of glitches tonight. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, so let me plug this in. And I'll grab the Ultimate software. I must not have it on this laptop. Because what I wanted to show you with the Pro 30 controller is the Ultimate software. So let me grab that real quick. SN30 Pro 2. And they've got a million controllers here too. Here it is, Pro 2 Bluetooth controller. Okay, so let's grab the Mac OS one. And we'll just run this real quick when we get a chance. David Parker, unfortunately I can't turn off closed caption because this is an Amazon requirement for the shopping event. So I have to have the captioning on. But the YouTube stream is working again. So if you don't like the, the captioning, the YouTube one is working. Okay, so let me go over to the 8Bitdo Ultimate software, and I will show you how it works on the Pro 2 here. And this one is currently on sale with the Hall Effect sticks. So I'm going to plug this in. And what I'm going to do is also give you a... Okay, I'm plugged in via USB, but it's saying it's not connecting here. Connect 8Bitdo device to PC via USB, which is what I'm doing. Let's see if it works now. Doesn't like Thunderbolt cables, maybe. It's charging. So what I'm trying to show you is the... Yeah, so the... Yeah, so the closed captions are baked in because I have to generate them on this end. So that's why you see those. And it looks like something just completely dropped out on my other thing here. Okay, it's still going. Okay. Yeah, so there's a requirement for Amazon that when they have these shopping events, for your stream to get featured, you have to have the closed captioning. So what I have to do for this, I actually have it running on my laptop here, and there's this website called PubNub that has the laptop do the transcription, and then it passes the text to a web address, and then I overlay it based on that. But you don't see it on the YouTube side because I can change which feed gets what overlays. Very complicated. I barely figured it out myself, but I got it working. And why my controller isn't showing up on here, I have no idea. So let me unplug this here again and try a different cable. Sometimes the high-end cables are too much for these lowly controllers. So let's try this cable and see if this is any better. All right, let's try this one. And I could very well just be like virusing my computer right now. So the other thing that's happening, whenever I plug this controller in, all right, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to plug the PC in. This is live TV for you. Everything fails. And now my closed captioning stopped working. What's going on here? Yeah, I think it does confuse some devices because my closed captioning just completely stopped working. So we've got to fix that real quick, and then we'll get back to everything. So bear with me, folks. Sorry about this. Okay, so closed captioning is working again, but now there's a new link which I have to then put into this thing. Yeah, they don't do closed captioning automatically, so it has to get baked in on the Amazon side. So I will fix that real quick, and then I will take my PC out, and then we'll plug the PC in, and then I will show you what I was trying to show you here. This is live TV for you. It always happens. It'd be cool if vMix had captioning built in, and then this wouldn't be a problem. But it will work here in a second. Yeah, because the thing they have me do the captioning to doesn't maintain the URL until I move it around. Okay, so now the captioning's back. So that's fixed. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take out this PC here, which I think is still plugged in. Yes, okay. And this is a Lenovo Legion gaming PC. This is my personal gaming PC, but it's mostly a production computer. And I'll move all this other stuff out of the way. We haven't even gotten to the keyboards yet. And I'm going to log into the computer here real quick and get my camera adjusted, and then I will show you how these controllers work. Because apparently when I plug my controller into my computer, the microphone turns off. And that's what it is. I'm DeBrown. It's all your fault. So that's it. Okay, so now we're back up here. I think I actually have the 8Bitdo Ultimate software on here already, but if I don't, okay, so I have 8Bitdo Ultimate Software X, which this may not be the right one for this particular application, but we will find out here in a second. So let me grab my cable, and I think I've got a USB-C on this side here. And we'll plug in the Pro 2. I may have to update the software, but let's see. Please connect Xbox license 8Bitdo V. Okay, so that's not the right one. All right, so let me grab the software here, and we will continue onward with this demo of this great controller. I love this controller. And trust me, it's really good. So these now have Hall effect sticks. These now have Hall effect sticks too, and that's the big deal. Oh, I see. So that's what's funny about this, is that this controller doesn't have a microphone on board, but maybe it thinks it does have one. So that could be what's happening. Either way. Yeah, so this is it. Today's the day. So this is like $10 off. You can get, like, if you buy 4 of them, you got a free one. So that's a good deal. And it's like one of those deals that expires. So there's 38% on this one claimed. So if they get to 100%, no more deal. So that's why they call them big deals. You gotta get in. You gotta get in while the deal is big. So let me go over here real quick. I can't wait to show you the keyboard. This number pad thing is so cool. So I will show you that in a minute. But first, we're going to go to 8bitdo.com and grab their most recent application update called the Ultimate Software. And you have to get the right Ultimate Software for the controller that you're using. The good news is the 2 controllers that we're going to look at are both using the same software. Should we play some games too? I don't know if we if we do that too. I don't know. Let me just extract these real quick. All right, there we go. I have no idea what I'm running on here, but it should be okay. Okay, so now we've got that going. And here we go. So now we've got the software up on the screen here. So we're here. I'm missing a bunch of chats. I'll get to them in a minute here. And BB Garnett, these can work wired. And actually, that's their best latency mode, is that when you have them directly connected, there's very little latency. Now, the first thing you're going to see on the Pro 2 controller is a question as to what are we programming for. So it's Windows, Switch, or Android. So this works across the board. On the Switch, it even works with the motion controls too. So the settings that you're going to set will be based on which of these 3 you're trying to connect to. And then there's a switch. And that's what I love about this controller. There is a switch, which is hard to see, but it's right here. And what this switch does is it determines what mode the controller operates in. So right now I have it set to X, which is X input mode, but there is a switch mode, there's an Android mode, and then there's like a direct input mode. And so you just flick the switch and it moves that mode to where it needs to go. And what's funny about this is that this controller has such an easy way to switch modes. This one, which is their higher end one, is kind of fixed in one spot. So I keep coming back to this controller because I just love the way it feels. It's got that Super Nintendo feel to it, but it also has the modern accoutrements. And the handles here balance it out. They have a clip for it, so you can put your phone on it. And the handles here really make it a nice, comfortable thing there. Michael Kane in the chat says the Ultimate C is good. Yeah, the Ultimate C is great because it is very affordable and has a lot of the same guts, but not the Hall effect sticks. Those are still Alps. Got a question here from Lizette Mendoza. Would that work with an analog pocket dock? I believe it does. Somebody can correct me if it doesn't. This is a Bluetooth-only controller, though, so it may not actually, now that I think about it, because this does not have the 8Bitdo 2.4 adapter there. All right, so let's go into the Windows settings here. And you've got like such a range of controls here that you can set. So right now I've got it on its default configuration, so there's no dead zone. But you could set a dead zone if it's too sensitive. But what's nice about the Hall effect sticks is that they always will go back without any drift. And what I found on my older controller is that although it was still within its dead zone on the other one, which had Alps sticks on it, is that the older one was drifting a little bit. So these won't drift. And the Ultimate has Hall effect sticks and triggers. This one I don't think has a Hall effect trigger, but it does have an analog trigger. So if we go here, you can see that it's got a nice analog trigger there. And of course the buttons at the top here are digital, on or off, but it's pretty neat. And you can set dead zones for all this stuff. You can put macros in there. This one has the Pro 2, which is what is currently up on your screen there. The Pro 2 has these buttons underneath the handle, so you're able to move that back and forth like that. So Poorly Buffalo came back to YouTube. I think YouTube stabled out because I reduced the bit rate. Yeah, so Amazon starts off in a small window, and if you want to make it bigger, you have to go full screen. So that's the only downside with that. 8Bitdo Ultimate software is on Mac OS. They have Mac and Windows for that. I think maybe even Linux now too. I have to check. Let me see. Yeah, so it's Mac and Windows, but they also have iOS and Android. So if you are Linux, you can use your Android phone or your iPhone if you're going in that route with that. So you could use that as an option. These are also iOS compatible and compatible in a good way because they connect up with as an X input device. So they basically look like an Xbox or a PlayStation controller to your thing there. Yeah, so the big improvement on the Pro 2 is that it has the Hall effect sticks now, where before it did not. So the sticks feel nicer. They actually feel better. I don't know if it's just like psychological that they feel better, but they feel better to me. So I'll go with it. Let me go look and see. There was a question about, let's see what the question is here. Yes, these will work with Xbox Cloud. And they have colors. Yes, they do. So if we look at the page, this is on sale for $10 off, which is 20% of its normal price. So you can get, like I said, if you buy 4 of them or 5 of them, you get one free. There are colors available. So the one that I've linked to that's on sale, it's either black, gray, or the Game Boy Classic Edition. I don't know. Let me just see if there's a Pro 2 on sale. Let's take a look. Just want to check and see if there's another Yeah, I think the sale price is for the less attractive looking one. So this is the one you'll end up with, but it's okay. It's still good. So this is the other color. So this color is not on sale. This color is on sale. And this one is, let's see, this is they call this one the gray edition. There's also a Game Boy edition. But I mean, the color aside, they're the same guts. Now this is the older one, so this one still has the Alps sticks. And this one's starting to drift. This stick here is drifting a little bit. Partly because my nephews like come over and use this and they just destroy it. So that's been part of the problem. But there you go. That is the Pro 2, which is, again, on sale today. So there you go. So next one is the SN30 Pro. Now this one is more of a Game Boy or a Super Nintendo style. It has no analog triggers. So both the triggers and the shoulder buttons are not analog. So you don't have that range of motion that you saw before. The sticks now on these are Hall effect. So now you've got the improved sticks. They feel smoother. All the same benefits here as the other ones had. But you cannot customize this one. So no customization. I found when you have a phone connected to the top of it, it gets a little top heavy. So if you did want to clip the phone on, I think this one is the better one to go with there. But they're otherwise functionally very similar, as you can see. The D-pads are really good on these. They've improved them quite a bit. If you play a lot of retro games, I think you're going to like the D-pad placement here. It's PlayStation style, but it's also, at least insofar as its layout's concerned, but the D-pads are very close to a Super Nintendo original because the patent expired, I think. So they've got it put together pretty well. Yes, Darth Vader, I'm doing the Tuesday surprise. You know what? It's Amazon Prime Big Deals Day. And so these 8Bitdo, as I was looking, I was noticing these 8Bitdo things are on sale. I was like, oh, why not do a quick stream? Let everybody know about it. So the Pro 2, 10% off. That's $10 off. This one is about $9 off. The Pro SN30 Pro, whatever it is. This is the Pro. SN30 Pro. This is the Pro 2. And then this is the one that's got the Hall effect sticks. But it's otherwise the same. The programming is still the same, all that good stuff. But yeah, two streams in one day. Partly because the Amazon app was messing up when I did that last one, and nobody on Amazon really was notified. And I don't even think they're pushing notifications out because I'm not getting that much traffic on this one either. But I thought, you know what? I've got all this stuff here. It's on sale. I know people love the 8Bitdo controllers. So if people are looking, I can answer questions. So the best deal at the moment, I think, is the Pro 2 controller. But the Pro 30 is also on sale. And then you've got the Ultimate, which is this one here. And this one is programmable like the Pro 2 is. And I can plug it in, and you can see how that works. Let's get out of here real quick. I'm hitting keys all over the place here. So let's pull the cable out of this one. And we'll plug in this one. Now this color, I don't know if this color is on sale, but this is the Ultimate controller. This one also has Hall effect sticks. It is Xbox style. It does not work with the Xbox though, although I think they do have an Xbox version available. And it works over Bluetooth and 2.4. But it's not as simple to figure out, in my opinion, as some of the other ones. I just lost its connection here. Let's see if we can get it to come back up. I just upset it. Now it doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Connect 8Bitdo to PC over USB. All right, let's give it a second to chill out for a second here. And there's a couple other things I wanted to show you on this one. Let me pull this up here. So take my word for it, the software does work most of the time. Now, this one's got a couple of things that I do like about it. If you prefer the Xbox layout, you'll like this one. Great for the PC. And the Ultimate C works with Xbox and has all, okay, there you go. So the Ultimate C is not on my list because I broke mine. I ran it over with my chair. I do have it down here somewhere. Here it is. I broke the trigger off of it. Partly because I haven't cleaned my office up yet, but this is the Ultimate C. These are great. They're very affordable. and they're really cool. So if you know, what's nice about this is that back when I was a kid, like the second controller was always the crappy one, right? You got like, the first party controllers were so expensive, so you would get the lousy one. This is cheap, but not lousy. It's actually really good for the price point. Let me cycle the software here real quick and see if we can get this one to come back up again. It's funny, it doesn't see the controller connect. There it goes. Okay. So let me go back into Windows here. And pretty much the same as what you saw earlier. You can go through and adjust your dead zones and all that stuff. You've got macros that you can program in. You can actually remap all the buttons. On the back of this one, like the Pro 2, you've got the 2 buttons down here. And by default, they don't do anything, so you can set that in there. What about the minis that don't have the analog sticks? I don't have one of those anymore. They are tiny. Good for traveling. Oh, they made a new one. They never sent me the new one. So they're on sale also. So if you click through the link on Amazon, you will find the other one there. But here's what I like about the Ultimate controller, is that it comes with a little dock. So this will charge it. So you can charge it directly like I am now, but there's also a USB-C port here in the back. And I use this, I have one of these upstairs. And what I do is I plug it in to my PC through the USB-C port. And hiding inside of it is a 2.4 gigahertz dongle for the controller. So when this is plugged into a PC, the PC will charge it through the dock, but the dock also works as the dongle. So you can take the dongle out and carry it with you, or you can use this as the dongle. And why I prefer the 2.4 gigahertz dongle to Bluetooth, which this also supports, is because when you are in 2.4 gigahertz mode, there's less latency most of the time. So that is one reason to consider this one, because it does have its own dongle. Yeah, there's a dispute going on in the YouTube channel about who gets the Mad Catz controller. So there you go. But Beanie King here says that the Mad Catz was always great. So that's it. What about the grip? So on the back of the Pro 2 here, it's hard to see. Let me see if I can get you another view of it here. There is a nice texture to it. So it does have a nice grip. And it feels a lot like an Xbox controller. It's a little fatter. It's got a little more meat over here, but it feels pretty good. There's no audio on these either, though. Just be aware of that. Hello, Frosty Winnipeg. And so what happened to my watch? My watch is a bit scratched up, but it's still working. So it's not cracked, but it's got scratches on it. I've had this watch for 4 years. I only buy a new Apple Watch when they add a new health sensor, and they haven't added one in a while, so I just haven't bought a new one. So this is the Series 4, I think. And the battery is still good on it, so it's getting me through the day. What I love about the Apple Watch is how good it is when I go to New York, because I can pay the subway fare, I can get navigated on the subway, everything with my watch. I don't have to take anything out. It's really cool. Yeah, I should get that Ultimate C. I have the old one, but not the new one apparently. So that one is a good deal. It's a wired-only controller, if I'm not mistaken. Although they have a wireless one now too, don't they? And Amda Brown says that Mad Catz was his go-to for cost and compatibility. They made, believe it or not, Mad Catz made briefly an Android game console. I reviewed it years ago, like right when I was first getting started. And it had an NVIDIA Tegra chip. I remember reviewing it unfavorably because it didn't seem like, it was called the Mad Catz Mojo. I did review it. Let me see if it's still on my channel. It must be. I never take anything off my channel. But I remember being really disappointed with it, even though it was supposedly going to be powerful and all that. Let's see. Yeah, the Mad Catz Mojo. Oh, that's right. So Now I remember all this. So Ouya, like when they were on the ropes, Mad Catz came out with their console around the same time. This is 10 years ago now, so I'm looking back on my channel. This is 2014. So Mad Catz came up with this console that had a more powerful processor than the Ouya. Mad Catz bought Ouya, and then the Mad Catz became an Ouya too. Like they actually integrated the Ouya operating system. It's all coming back to me now. And Jay Palema says, no mojo in the mojo. Yeah, it was lacking the mojo, but I do remember that. It's funny, I hadn't given it a second thought in years, and it just, like, as you all were talking about Mad Catz, I was like, wait a minute, didn't they do a game console? And sure enough, I did not one but two videos on it. So check out the back catalog there. You'll see all of that. So yes, this is the Ultimate. I found that if, for my PC, it's great. It works with the Switch also, but what happens with these is that, what I like about the Pro 2 is that you have a switch to tell it what mode you want to operate in. These determine their operating mode based on connection type. Maybe they changed it in the more current version, but I remember that if it's in Bluetooth mode for wireless, then it maps the controls to the Switch. Because remember, your buttons are in different places on the Switch versus the PC. So Bluetooth will work with the PC, but it's the Switch layout. And then when you switch to 2.4, which I just did here, and it just rebooted the controller. When you go to 2.4, that will drop it into its Xbox layout, but then it won't connect over Bluetooth to the Switch. So, and then they have like the Bluetooth version of the controller that does, it got confusing. I thought it would have been easier for them to have a single SKU with a switch on the back like they had on the prior version. But this has an internal battery. It charges up that way. To go back to the Pro 2 for a second, though, because I did want to show you one other thing on the Pro 2 that I thought was useful, is that it'll run off of AA batteries, or it runs off of the included rechargeable battery. So you can use either one. Isn't that cool? So this battery charges off the pins right here, or you can put AA's in. So you have a choice of power. And the battery charges right in here. If you have AA's in, they don't charge because it's a separate connection for power, but it's got two power options, which I think is neat. That's why it's my favorite controller. It's just so cool. We'll get to, yes, Andy says it's time to play some games. We'll play a game in a minute. We'll definitely do that. And BB Garnett bought a GameSir a few months ago, and they ghosted you. I see them at CES all the time. If I see them this year, I'll let them know that you had a bad experience. See if we can get you hooked up there. And yeah, the Shield tablet. I have two of them. I've got one in the box over there. I haven't booted it up in a while. And the Shield is great. And remember, the NVIDIA Tegra's X1 is the Nintendo Switch. That is an old chip, and it's still going. And they've really pushed that Switch to the limit. It's good stuff. All right, so we talked about the Ultimate. Let's talk about the retro mechanical number pad. Now, this is a pairing. This, by the way, is on sale, 15% off. This is the Home Shopping Club tonight for 8Bitdo controllers. So this has a couple of different color options, and it's neat. This is the Nintendo color option. But they have an IBM color, a Commodore color. It's really cool. And listen to the click. So it's got mechanical keys. I forgot what type of key. I think they're gamelan switches. Was that right? Something like that. But here's the cool thing with this. So it connects via Bluetooth. There's a dongle in here, 2.4 gigahertz. And it has a magnet, so it holds it in place. Watch this. If you just get a little bit closer here. Whoop. And then it also has a direct connection mode with USB-C. So it's got a battery in it. And you are good to go there. Yeah, this is the Famicom/NES colors. And here's the cool thing. So I've got it on right now, right? That's the battery level. Watch when I push this button. Oh, hang on. It's making it look bad. Why isn't it doing it? Oh, wrong button. I gotta hit this one. There we go. So you hit the red button, okay? Isn't that cool? Now it's a calculator. Oops. So when you push the red button, it goes into calculator mode. It disables the key input, but then it becomes a calculator. The display doesn't look that bright to you on camera, but it's adequately bright to me in person here. The lights are kind of washing it out a little bit. Isn't that cool? So yeah, this is the time to replace. If you want to go to Hall Effect sticks, now's the time. $10 off on the Pro 2. Got to rack up those sales here. It's Amazon Big Prime Deals Day. You got to spend, 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 everybody. Don't do that if you don't want to. But yeah, it's a big old calculator here. And if you have like a laptop, it's a good addition to that. The only problem with it, so it's kind of a pairing with their keyboard here, which I also have. By the way, all this stuff came in from them free of charge over the last couple of months, but we've reviewed it all. I love the 8Bitdo stuff. It's just so cool. I've bought a lot of their stuff too, by the way. So the keyboard has the same switches, and the keyboard also comes with these ginormous buttons. And so the buttons here you can program as a macro. This is kind of like their Nintendo theme here. So they have two macro keys on the keyboard, A and B, that you can program with the software. And on the back here, this is where the additional peripherals connect to. This reminds me a lot of the Xbox, that Xbox accessibility controller. So they have I think they've got some new peripherals that plug in here. The only downside to using the keyboard and the number pad together is that the number pad doesn't connect to one of these ports here. So you need two USB connections or two wireless connections, or one of the, one of one and one of the other. So that's the only downside to it. Hey, Jeffrey Powers, Geekazine is here. Yeah, it won't solve your algebra problems, but you know what will is the Apple. Have you seen the Apple thing on the iPad now? What do they call it? Math Notes. You write out your equation and it solves it for you in your own handwriting. These kids don't realize how good they have it. I mean, the other night my daughter had her math homework, and it pains me that she's in 6th grade and I can't understand. They teach it differently than when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was like just memorize everything. But the kids have to work through the equations now. So she brought her homework home, and I was like, I don't know where to start with this. So I took a picture of the handout, and I shot it up to ChatGPT. I didn't show her, but I had ChatGPT explain it to me, and then I could help her. So that's what I had there. Jeffrey says, not in high school. You know what would be fun to be in high school now? Because I can, it's a cat and mouse game with the AI stuff. My wall is full of controllers now. I know how that goes. I have controllers coming out of my ears down here. Have I used the Game Search Tarantula Pro? No, I have to get in touch with them because they've been trying to send me stuff and I've been busy. We'll try to get some stuff there. So here's the keyboard, and I can show you the software, which I think is different on the keyboard. But there's no, all right, so the only downside with the keyboard is that there's no backlight. So for a lot of people, that's a deal breaker. Especially for like a gaming-oriented keyboard like this, no backlight. There's no backlight on this one either. So that's the only bad thing. And if you are using them together, they complement each other nicely here. I'll show you the overhead. They complement each other nicely here, but they are very big. So I have like a keyboard with an integrated number pad. It's much smaller, even though it's a full-size keyboard, than these two things together here. But when this one came out, a lot of people were like, I would love it to have a number pad, especially the one that looks like the IBM keyboard, because that's like the perfect keyboard. But that's what it is. So Jendrick, you've been asking about this Google. I thought I answered that on the last stream. I'm not going to be doing a head-to-head on it. I talk about comparisons when I do the video, but it's just not something that I think is going to warrant another video, unfortunately. David Davidson, Linus Sebastian probably will love your controllers. Based on a recent video I watched, he tried cheap game controllers from Amazon. Yeah, these are, you know what's nice about these controllers, these 8Bitdos, is that they are inexpensive, especially tonight. They're inexpensive, but they are not cheap. They're well constructed. They feel a lot like the originals. So they are really, really good. All right, here's one more, and then we'll play a game or two. So, and actually, while we are talking, I will grab a game. Let me get my Steam thing up here. I just got a new game that I've been playing, so we can maybe run through one of the levels and you can see it. Give me a second here to log into my Steam account. We're going to go retro. And I got another, I have to show you the other one I have over there. It's not on sale, but. So while we're loading up Steam here, this is the 8Bitdo M30. And this one is spiritually a successor or peer to the Sega Genesis 6-button controller. So this is not going to be something you're going to play on every game on because it lacks the analog controls. But the button layout is identical to the Sega Genesis 6-button controller with the addition of shoulder buttons, which I don't think the Genesis controller had. And check out this D-pad. Look at the rocking it does. Let me give you the overhead. Isn't that cool? It's like, it's such a Sega thing. It's got that Sega feel to it. But I don't know about your Sega Genesis controllers, but mine are all like feeling like garbage because they're so old. These feel like just beautiful. So this is on sale, $6 off. So that is that. And David says low price is not cheap quality. And I would agree on this in this instance for sure. And they're getting better. So what the biggest improvement they've been making is integrating Hall effect sticks into all of their controllers now. So they're going to last a little bit longer. So I'm the Brown doesn't see the keyboard in the carousel. I thought I had it in there. Oh, I don't have it in there. Let me add it. Let me add the keyboard real quick. It may not be on sale. That might be why. Let me see. Either that or I was just moving too quickly. It's called the Retro Mechanical Keyboard. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's on sale. Oh, it now comes with something else. So before, wow, there's actually some good deals on this one today. Okay, so the keyboard now comes with a, I just added the stuff to it here. Like one of them comes with like a little joystick now too. So now it's in there. 8Bitdo Retro Mechanical Keyboard. That one's the Commodore one. That's a good deal actually. It's like 100 and... That one's like $35 off. That's a good deal tonight. That'll be $2 for that bit of help. There you go. Thank you very much. So yeah, here's the M30 2.4. So this one's the 2.4 one that comes with the dongle. They have a Bluetooth one and a 2.4. I'm actually though going to plug it directly in. This one is so old that it has. This one's like really old. This one's so old it has a micro USB connector on it. So let me see if I have. Oh, I have one here. Perfect. Cable's a little short, so we'll have to make do with it here. Plug it into this side. I admittedly have not played with this one in a while. So there's an Analog makes a, or they used to make, a Sega Genesis console that came with this controller, and they actually have, as an accessory item for, I think for this model, you want that $2 back. I'll PayPal it to you. They actually have an adapter for connecting this controller to an original Sega Genesis. And if I'm not mistaken, there's also one that you can connect it to a they have like a Nintendo. They have like a regular Nintendo connection too, so you can integrate these with actual real old hardware. But yes, you get the L and the R on this one. That is the truth. Now, what I'm not sure about is whether or not this controller still works. This one's been dormant for a while, so I'm not seeing. Oh, the light's on. Okay. All right. So let's go, and I'm going to go download the game I've been playing here real quick. So I don't know if any of you have seen this new game called Iron Meat. But this is a perfect pairing for this controller. Let me just install this real quick. So this is like a Contra style game. And my wife's going to kill me because I'm down here playing video games. But we got to do this. It's Prime Big Deals Day. The deals are big. Yeah, so those are in demand now, those old IBM keyboards for sure. And and Beanie King is talking about how his elementary school used to put those plastic covers. Mine did too. Keep the crumbs out. So, and Mount Cure CP84, thank you for the kind words. Doing my best. Doing my best. It's hard out there right now, but we're still surviving. So thank you for that. And yeah, so this is called Iron Meat. I picked this game up the other day. And I'm finding that the games that I'm playing the most now are... okay, I have a controller hooked up. Maybe it's not seeing it. Let's see, maybe this thing's not working. I can plug in one of the other ones if need be. This controller has been dormant for a while. I haven't used it in a while, which is a shame because it's such a good controller. Yeah, I think it's not working. Either that or the cable here is not a good one. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. Okay, start game. Actually, let's go. So this game, what I like about it is that it has a good amount of challenge to it. I'll turn the volume up a little bit. The music is awesome, too. It has a little bit of challenge to it. Actually, a lot of challenge to it. But it's achievable. And so as you get through each level, you can come back to the level you were last on. So I've been playing on normal difficulty here. All right, I got to fix the map. I got to fix the mapping. Hang on. All right, so let's see, gamepad. So jump. So the only issue I've got with this is the fact that you have to get the mapping right. So jump, we're going to do. I'm trying to remember how Contra was. Yeah, so jump was that button. Okay, so we're going to do jump is B, and fire is A. And that should get us back on track here. And then they have another option here where you can stop. So I'm going to actually map that to this button here and switch. So this is one of the issues with the, I'm glad I'm actually using this one, with the M30 is that the button mappings might be a little different on different games. This is one of them. So now I've got it, yeah. And now if I hold down the C button, I didn't think that through, but you can actually stop and oops, adjust your gun there. This game is hard, but it's not ridiculously hard. It's not NES hard. It can be if you want it to be. And I found with this level, your best bet is just to keep moving. And here's what I got to do. I got to fix that mapping real quick. So I'm going to have stop map to this button up here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I'm totally messing up the controls here, but. So now if I hold down this button, here's what's neat about this. I can hold him in place here and he'll adjust his aim. The music is awesome. The game is awesome. They actually have an 8-bit soundtrack that you can use. Unlike the original Contra, the spread weapon is not my favorite. This one actually is my favorite weapon. And then when you die, you lose the weapon you have, but you can retain one of them. Very similar to the later Contra games. Oh, that got me. Oh. See, this is the thing. I'm having like anxiety because you're all watching me play this game right now. So I'm not going to get through this level, I can tell you that much. I'm going to get to the boss, but it's not going to go well. Oh, I walked right into that one too. That was not good. But the controller is great. The player is not. Sometimes it's not worth stopping. Got to keep going. Oh. Oh. I was better at these games in my youth. I'm also sitting kind of crooked. That's probably my problem. I hate this one too. This is so you can shoot the bullets here, but they come down fast and furiously. So this weapon has like a rapid fire, but the damage level is not significant. Now, if you get the same weapon twice, it upgrades it. Oh, I walked right into that again. I'm just going to keep moving. I've lost too many lives here. So in the normal mode here, you get 16 lives. I think the easy mode gives you 30. And I'll tell you what, sometimes it's not enough. But if you want it like Contra hard, you can get there. Oh, jeez. I was playing much better the other night. It runs great on the Steam Deck. Doesn't have pretty steep system requirements. I bet you this could even run on like a mini PC too. It's called Iron Meat. And the meat is the space monsters here. They're meat aliens. All right, here we go. Oh, jeez. There we go. All right, now we're moving here. Think how bad I'd be playing if I didn't have an 8Bitdo controller right now. How about that? I'll show you one of the other levels that I played through earlier if you want. See what the chat's looking like. All right, here comes the big boss. One thing I love about these modern games is that each boss gets their own title screen now in all these games. This is the Iron Serpent. But you know what's funny is that Konami licensed like a Contra sequel. This is the better Contra. Like this is so much better than the one that they came up with. I'm not sure how it runs on the Switch, but it's so good. I guess RetroWare is the publisher. Yeah, we're down to our last live here. We're not going to make it. Oh, that's it. So here's the difficulty, right? The difficulty here is that if you lose, you got to start from the beginning of the level again. So you can't pick up back where the boss was. And you know what? I kind of like it because I've been finding, not tonight of course, but I've been finding that on the last two levels, which initially appeared to be impossible, everything spawns in the same place. So you develop that muscle memory of, there's no procedurally generated stuff going on here. So you figure out where the hard parts are, or what you need to prepare for. Not that I'm doing a very good job of demoing that. And you can kind of go from there. So. But this controller is like, I think this is my favorite way to play the game right now. I'm really digging the Sega style controller. This is the kind of game that really benefits from this control surface, except when I don't play well. And the key with this level is that I'm not following my own advice. You just got to keep moving until you get to a point where you can't move anymore. Sometimes you fall right into the bullets and that's it. All right, we're doing better now. I got 13 lives left so far. I think we may get a little further than we did last time. Oh. All right, 12 lives now. But if you are a gamer of a certain age, I think this game will appeal to you. Because when I was a kid, this is what all the games were. Was games like this, running guns, platformers, and this is a great modern interpretation of that era of gaming. And what's funny is like these games, which are from smaller publishers, are so good. Like these would have been legendary if they came out back at the time in which this genre was the genre. All right, so we'll do one more run here to see if I can get to defeat the boss, and then we'll move on. Oh, shoot. Notice how disciplined I am with my words. I could say other words, but that would get me banned. So we're going to be very careful here with our choice of frustrating words. Oof. It's brutal. I've lost about half my lives here, which is not good. But I think we're at the boss now, or just about at the boss. And I still have more lives than I did the last time. But you can see how you improve with each run, right? Oh, that was cheap. But even the game design, you know, from a difficulty standpoint, like you could burn through this, and they baked in those sub bosses, so you have to stop, right? So like they thought about this stuff. All right, we can't end on a boss. Well, I'm doing a little bit better than I did before. I don't know how much better I'm going to do here, though. I've been stuck on this one for the last couple of days, but I haven't had a lot of time to play, in fairness. So. All right, here comes the ghost train again. And it's got to introduce itself before it makes its appearance here. Now I'm holding down this button at the top here, and that'll hold his position. See, that I learned from the last time, so you get a little better each time. Oh, except that time he got me on the other end. So heavy, what's this called? Heavy meat, I think is the title. Whatever it is, it's awesome. All right, so now I gotta get these guys here. Jeez. All right, so the next thing that's gonna happen is. Yeah, we're not going to make it. I got to kill all these little monster guys here. And they spew this stuff. Ugh. It's often hard to get away from it. But it's not impossible. Like, the game's achievable. It's just that I'm not very good at it yet. But I can tell you this controller is so awesome. The way the D-pad rolls is this is the right controller for this game. The other one would be fine, but this one has better diagonals, I think, than the NES style ones. All right, so we got all those. I don't think we're going to make it. I don't know how we're going to make it with 0 lives left here. I would surprise myself if we were able to pull this off. Oh, that's it. We were close. Oh, man. It is tough. A tough game. So, Chris Allegretta, for anyone who's not played UFO 50, I highly recommend it. It is a collection of NES-looking games with many quality of life improvements. Do we need to go shopping at the Steam store? So that is, here, I'll show you some of the other, and it's got a cool cartoon opening here. Isn't that awesome? It's got some anime. This game's awesome. And it's not that expensive, so, like this game would have been $75 back in the day, and now you can get it for 20. It's got the 90s guitar soundtrack. I mean, it's just perfect. Beanie King says a train snake boss. Iron Meat, that's what it's called. And this is the company that the angry video game nerd works for, right? Or he's part of, whatever it is. I met those guys a couple of years ago. Iron Meat, great game. So Chris is talking about UFO 50. Let me go to the store here, see if we can find something with that. I don't know if it's on Steam or if it's on itch or UFO 50. Here you go. So let's look at the video here. So that, oh, that's cool. So it's got a bunch of like 8-bit style games. So that's cool. 50 single and multiplayer games that span a variety of genres, from platformers and shoot-'em-ups to puzzle games. Our goal is to combine familiar 8-bit aesthetic with new ideas and modern game design. Oh man, there's a lot here. This is what just what I need. They're not mini games or micro games. Although the size of each game varies, each one is a complete experience. Alternate universe, instant library. Oh, that's awesome. You're going to make me buy this, aren't you, Chris Allegretta? So I haven't tried it on the N97 PCs yet. Let me look at the specs for the game. Do they have a demo? I think they have a demo for Iron Meat, actually. I think there's a demo. So download the demo. I'm pretty sure. Let me go to the store page. And I got to run because my daughter just got home. Yes, there's a demo. So go and grab the demo and email me and let me know if it works. And then I can't resist that thing that Chris just recommended. Chris has my taste in games, so if he likes it, I think I'm going to like it too. All right, so I'm going to add that to my wish list and pick that up later tonight. But my daughter just got home, which means that I am due for bedtime duties here. See, back in the old days, I'd be up all night with you guys. And I will be again once my kids go to college. I used to stay up to like 4:30, 5 in the morning with my bulletin board system, just trying to get it to work. All right, I'm going to add this to my wish list. Works on the Steam Deck. Oh my goodness. Yep, that's going to be, that's a cool collection. That's cool. At least I can rack up some achievements in there. So, all right, one last question here from BB Garnett. Any mini PCs that I would recommend? I will take a look here. David likes the game, by the way, on Amazon. It is creepy. It's got that Halloween vibe to it. The music, it's an awesome game. I'm really impressed, like the depth that independent developers are able to put into a game now. I mean, that's not a game you can just create with assets from a store. Like, you got to build it. It's really amazing. All right, let me see what's on sale for mini PCs. So, okay, so here, I'll add a few things to the carousel. So click over to Amazon. I'll add a couple of these things as we're talking. My favorite little mini PC of the moment is on sale, this guy. So I got 5 minutes before I'm going to get in trouble. My wife's going to kill me, but it's okay because we're talking tech here. Okay, so the GMK Tech This one with 8 gigs of RAM, it's upgradable, $135 with Windows 11 Pro pre-installed. You can't even buy a copy of Windows 11 for that price. 134 bucks. Bargain, worth every penny. Check it out. You can just crack the thing open here and look what you can do to it. So on mine, I've got, this one has 16 gigs of RAM. I think you can put like 32 in here. I have Windows that boots off of this drive, the one that came with, and then I put this one on. So it has a an M-SATA slot for one of these things. So I've got Ubuntu on this one and Windows on that one. Isn't that cool? It's such a great little machine. Like, it's not going to blow you away with features, but that's a good deal. And I'm thinking about ones that I've reviewed recently. So the B-Link, let's see. Let me see what's on sale from B-Link, because I just reviewed a B-Link. But this one, you should just get one. Like, it's just fun to have this. And it's so useful, like, especially when you put Linux on it and start running Docker containers. Put Unraid on it. Do that, right? So good. B-Link, let's see. Let's see what B-Link's got. Because I just looked at, is this the one I just looked at? Which one is this? They're all right here still. Long story. This one is the SEI, just like me, the SEI. Let's see if that one's on sale. Okay, so I don't think this one's on sale. Oh, maybe it is. Let's see, SCR9. Yeah, all the B-Links are on sale too if you go in and look for those. Not the one I just looked at though. But I think if you're looking for a fun mini PC that's not expensive, with 8 gigs, it's so useful. I mean, you could buy a Raspberry Pi, you probably spend more, and these are so powerful. Quad core, love it. I love this little guy. Great for retro gaming. Even on the back here, you got 2.5 gig Ethernet. I mean, you could run a website on this thing. You could start your business on this this little computer. So it's great. All right, I got to get out of here. 134. That's like Chris Allegretta is a open source developer. He codes all sorts of stuff. Like you need like millions of these things. So Anthony wants to know, what would you use this mini PC for? So it's a good little desktop. Like if you're just doing web browsing, like for a kid's computer, it's perfect for that. Web browsing, it runs Microsoft Office and Word and all that stuff just fine. It hooks up to a 4K monitor. And it performs like snappy. It doesn't feel cheap and slow. Great for running a server. Great for like a retro gaming emulator server or emulator device. All of that. It's a great general purpose computer. Not so great for gaming, at least modern games, but all the rest of it is really good. Yeah, the Pi's priced itself out of the market. So these things now, like a lot of people are buying these N100 Intel PCs because once you stack all the stuff up on a Pi, an 8 gig Pi with the power supply and all the other things you need to make it work, this one comes with a Windows license for less money. So it's great. It is so good. So there you go. Yeah, Minisform is good, B-Link is good, and GMK Tech are the ones that I like. But yeah, Windows, and Beanie King, not only does it have Windows 11, it's Windows 11 Pro, and it's licensed. I don't know how they got away with it. But it's a great deal. So, all right, I got to get out of here. This was fun. This was all like spur of the moment, and it was great. So I enjoyed sharing, what's the name of that, Iron Meat with you. And I'll be back again tomorrow. I've got more, I have more mini PCs to look at, if you can believe that. So it doesn't end. So I might be, depending on scheduling tomorrow, I got to take my daughter to the dentist tomorrow afternoon. But depending on scheduling, I may come back and do a mini PC eval later in the afternoon. Just looking at my schedule here, I might be able to squeeze it in. So yeah, it's good stuff. And then Thursday is crazy. So we'll see how Thursday goes. I got to take my dog had her surgery. She's in great shape. She had a tumor they had to take out, but they got it. I think she's going to be okay. But she's got a huge incision that they made, and now they got to take the stitches out on Friday or Thursday. So that's going to take a little bit of time. But yeah, get in on the deal. $135. It is Wow, that's actually a pretty good reduction because normally it's $180. So you're getting $45 off. So you could take the savings and get some more, get a bigger stick of RAM or an extra hard drive or something. And I think it's got I think it comes with like a 256 gigabyte NVMe. But great little PC. Hook up your 8BitDo controller to it, and you've got yourself you can play every game of the 80s and 90s on this thing. Every single one. All right, that's it. Got to go. I love all of you. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, the dog's good. I'm good. I actually played softball last night. It was a parent-kid scrimmage, and we got killed. This one 11-year-old on my daughter's team, she throws heat. I couldn't even hit it. She was pitching so fast. I did get my hit on. I got one hit, but man, she was throwing heat. But I'm not sore. I caught every ball that was thrown to me. I did pretty good. All right, everybody. We will catch you all on the next one. Have a good night. Bye-bye.